So we're going to talk a little bit more about cultural expectations and the world that we actually live in, our reality in this current day and time. As you may have heard, I'm sure you have, the term AI, artificial intelligence, is rampant in our society right now, y'all. So much has happened with technology in the advanced sense that there are actually algorithms and robots and things out there that are so freaking smart, y'all, that it can tell you what you like without you having to say a whole lot, etc. Now, our society is trying to take advantage of technology because there are some beautiful aspects of technology. I agree. The problem I see personally is things are way too out of balance. And in our current society, social media is even just a small part of it, but the expectation is for technology to kind of be the end-all, be-all source for all of us. The unfortunate part is it's an extreme mentality at this point where everything is leaning towards AI, robots, and very little is focused on the human aspect. And so it's pulled us a lot from our humanity and more into technology. I think that COVID did a little bit of this because it took away our connections, our human connections. And it just kind of went a little bit far. So I feel like if we're talking AI, robot, and we're talking humans here, I feel like the robot's way winning up here and the human concepts are way down here. Not good for us, y'all. So we need to find a way to get our balance back. So you kind of have to choose from the outset. Do you want to behave like a robot? Do you want to behave like a human? Now, I'm sure there's goods and bads to both, right? I mean, of course, we'd like to think faster, do faster, make things easier on the robot side. And on the human side, we have our connections. Now, we also have things like emotions. Now, sometimes it might be nice to not have to deal with emotions, but really, if you think about being in the human experience, even though some emotions don't feel great, it's usually a wonderful building bridge for growth when we go through something, and it brings us to a better place on the other side. So as a human myself, I would much rather go through that emotional human experience and feel good about myself mastering it on the other side than to just take the robotic approach. But hey, that's who I am. I'm rocking my vibe. You choose for yourself which you would prefer. But my cautionary tale talk is really just to kind of help encourage you to keep balance. Because if we lean way too far one way or the other, we can have excessive collateral damage in our lives. Versus if we just try to remain balanced, and if we don't put all of our eggs in one basket, being fully dependent on technology, then the fall's not as hard if something happens, right? If that makes sense. So let's shoot for balance in this world and just think through the processes. Sometimes I'm sure it seems simple when I say, let's just think through it, as if, oh, well, you're not really doing anything. Yeah, you are. When you take the time to do the you work, you'll hear me call it often, which is my version of homework. A lot of times it's to dive deep within and really get a sense of who you are outside of cultural expectation. So if you're going to make a choice in this moment, do I want to be more like a robot or more like a human? You can dive within and decide that for yourself. And then whatever you choose, operate in that lane. If that lane makes you happy, you go for it. Just be very careful about choosing too extreme one way or the other, because then we're not prepared when the reality of life occurs. So balance is key, y'all. Stay tuned.